Theorem 1.4 from the 10th standard NCERT textbook. It is root 2 is irrational. We already know that the number root 2 is irrational, but we should prove it here. Okay. So how we will prove root 2 is an irrational number? We are using a technique called proof by contradiction here to prove root 2 is irrational. That means we will assume that root 2 is a rational number. By this way, we are proving root 2 is irrational. Okay. So we will write the proof now. Using the contradiction theorem. Using the contradiction theorem, let's assume that what root 2 is rational. Root 2 is rational. Then how we can represent if root 2 is rational? Root 2 is equal to a by b. Okay, we can represent it in a fractional form, and one condition is there: a and b are co-prime numbers. That means a and b, it's not sharing any common factor other than 1. Then root 2b is equal to a. We can cross multiply this. Then root 2b is equal to a. After this, I am squaring both the sides. Root 2b the whole square is equal to a square. This means 2b square is equal to a square. After squaring, we get like this: 2b square is equal to a square. And I am rewriting it as a square is equal to 2b square. Okay, a square is equal to 2 into b square means what? 2 is the factor of a square. That means 2 divides a square. 2 divides a square. That means 2 divides a. Okay, how we can say this? By the theorem 1.3. If p divides a square, then p divides a. Okay, so in this way we can conclude like this. Okay, so if 2 divides a, that means 2 is a factor of a, then we can write it as a is equal to 2 into any integer. Okay, we can rewrite it like that. This means a is equal to 2 into c. For some integer, I take the value c here. A is equal to 2c, and we are squaring both the side again. That means a square is equal to 2 into c, the square means 4c square. Okay, we got like this: a square is equal to 4c square. But a square is equal to what? A square is equal to 2b square. We already proved it here. So we can substitute the value of 2b square in the place of a square. 2b square is equal to 4c square, because a square is equal to 2b square. Okay, now we can cancel 2 in both sides. 2b square by 2 is b square, and 4c square by 2 is 2c square. Okay, now we got b square is equal to 2c square. This means what? 2 is a factor of b square. That means 2 divides 2 divides b square, and 2 divides b. How? If p divides a square, p divides a. Now check these two. B square is equal to 2c square, a square is equal to 2b square. What we can conclude? 2 is a factor for both a square and b square. Then 2 will be a factor for both a and b. So a and b share a common factor 2. Then come to our assumption. Let us assume that root 2 is equal to a by b, where a and b are co-prime. That means a and b, they are not sharing any common factor other than 1. But by proof we got they share a common factor 2. So it contradicts our assumption. So we can write it like a and b share common factor 2, but it contradicts the assumption a b are co-primes. Okay, so a and b are co-primes where if root 2 is rational. Okay, so it contradicts. Root 2 is irrational. Okay, so we proved root 2 is irrational by the contradiction theorem. I hope you understood this theorem and its proof. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notification for new videos.